But, anyway, this is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow. There you go. I was like, wait a minute. I'm trying to get comfortable here. I really am. It's just, my dog is literally sitting, like, right near my ass, so I can't really back up without squishing him. And he's a tiny dog, and I'm, well, obviously bigger than my dog. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow. Obviously, this is the first season. So, Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 4, titled White Knights. When it premiered, I was not able to... Hang on for a sec, okay? Hang on. Sorry about that. I thought I heard noise, and, like, I realized my neighbors are doing shit outside, so it's like... Damn. But anyway, White Knights premiered... Literally, it premiered... Wait, that can't be right. How did it premiere on that day? That's bullshit. Wait, is that true? You guys, did White Knights actually premiere on February 7th? Am I tripping balls right now? What? No. It says it's supposed to be February 11th. What kind of bullshit is this? I'm gonna look that up later, but from my notes it said it premiered February 11th, but on this screen it said February 7th. And I know that can't be right because February 7th was Super Bowl Sunday, and also at the same time February 7th is my birthday. Yes, my birthday was on Super Bowl Sunday. So that can't be right. Anyway, I'll look that up later. But anyway, this one's White Knights. I did not see it when it premiered because I at the time was currently out and about because since February, like I said, February 7th was my birthday. I didn't really get a birthday party. And so I was really sad. And my boyfriend's like, you know what? Screw the actual... He knew that the actual birthday, not celebrating on the actual day, is like sad enough. So he's like, you know what? The rest of the week, after Sunday, we're celebrating your birth week. So, yeah, he took me out on Thursday. And by the time I came home, yeah, I didn't get to watch it. But anyway, I watched it. I pretty much watched every single thing on the CW app, including the episode I missed. So let's get to it. I'm gonna do the main points. If there's any like minor details, I'm not gonna really go into it. But anyway, starting off, the team apparently arrived at Washington D.C. in the year 1986 to apparently find this document that will lead them to find Savage. Now, I made like a little joke about that. It's like, they're looking for documents in Washington, D.C. Is it the Declaration? I'm just kidding. But anyway, the team ends up infiltrating the Pentagon, which I thought was already stupid. In any year, it is stupid to try to infiltrate the Pentagon. That's like second stupid right next to trying to infiltrate the freaking White House. I mean, come on. But anyway, the team infiltrate the Pentagon and retrieve a document file that literally points them toward a scientist named Valentina Vostok. And hang on, wait. Let me see if I could get actual information about this chick. Hang on. Valentina Vostok. First appearance, showcase number 94. With, her alter ego is apparently Lieutenant Colonel Valentina Vostok. Team affiliations, Checkmate, that sounds familiar. I don't remember much. The Agency, the Soviet Air Force, the U.S. Secret Service, apparently the Black Lantern Corps, and this one I actually knew about. She's actually affiliated with Doom Patrol. And she has had other aliases, two of them in particular, Negative Woman and White Queen. The Negative Woman actually sounds familiar, and White Queen kind of sounds like a Lewis Carroll thing going on. But anyway, apparently she has experienced espionage operative. That's the only thing she is known for. Let's see. The Doom Patrol villain, the Brain, found. Let's see. Apparently, Valentina transformed into a superhero in order to create a replacement to the presumed dead Negative Man, which is probably why she's called Negative Woman. I don't know what other thing to really... Vostok was later named White Queen of... named the White Queen of the current incarnation of Checkmate, replacing Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller, who, as we all know in the Arrowverse, is dead. Shot in the head, by the way. Anyway, let's get back to it. It points him to the scientist Valentina Vostok in the Soviet Union, like I said in the comics. And, Kronos, you guys remember that time-traveling, in the words of Captain Cold, Boba Fett guy, basically tracks the team, and Rip Hunter is forced to use a Russian fighter jet. Basically, he's forced to use Russian fighter jets to assist in taking down Kronos. Which, I don't understand why that would be a bad thing, but at the same time, like, any minor change in the past might do something. So him using those Russian fighter jets might have caused something in the time continuum. I don't know. But anyway, meanwhile, Ray and Snart go after Vostok, and Rip Hunter pretty much tracks a time anomaly outside of Moscow. I'm only guessing it might be because Rip Hunter was forced to use Russian fighter jets. Jetter fights. Rip was forced to use the Russian fighter jets, which I believe wasn't supposed to happen, and hence why there's probably an anomaly outside of Moscow, right? And, basically, Rip Hunter finds his mentor, a person named Zaman Druce or something like that. I can't even pronounce the name. It's like Zamandruce. Zaman Druce? Anyway, the mentor pretty much offers Rip Hunter, pretty much pardon him for, like, you know, going against the Time Masters and all that stuff, and return back to the Time Masters and return his new team to their respective timeline if Rip Hunter only voluntarily surrenders. And apparently the whole pardon was nothing but a trick to, you know, pretty much get Rip Hunter and the team back and, like, captured by the Time Masters. And Zayman attempts to kill Rip Hunter, and I'm like, in all honesty, when I saw that little bargain, I thought it was way too good to be true, because they sent Kronos after him for a reason, right? He literally turned his back on the Time People. I'm going to literally call them Time People. I'm going to act like a total child about it. I'm going to call them the Time People, and to save the world, and they're totally against it, and I don't really see them really backing down from that, going against Rip Hunter's idealisms that easily. That's why I was kind of like, this pardon has to be a trick, right? And I turned out to be right. It was a trick, and Zayman was trying to kill Rip Hunter and all that stuff, and with the help of the team, Rip not only survives, unfortunately, Kronos and Zayman escape. I have a feeling it's not the end of seeing Zayman, and, you know, we finally see Kronos again after a while. But I'm kind of interested in the fact that the Time Lord dudes, they're like, they go that far to try to trick Rip and at least trick Rip Hunter into basically surrendering themselves. And they really would go that far. And I understand that, you know, they want to keep the timeline untouched, you know what I mean? They don't want anything to happen in the timeline, and, like, small things could happen if they do this whole time travel thing, and they're trying to protect the timeline. I understand that. I really do. But at the same time, they have to put themselves in Rip Hunter's shoes, and I understand that Rip Hunter did the one thing that all Time Lords are not supposed to do, which was basically fall in love. Rip Hunter, judging by the fact that Rip Hunter said himself that he did the one thing that no Time Lord was supposed to do, makes it sound like, you know, Rip Hunter being the only Time Lord to actually fall in love and have a wife and child. And judging by how Rip says it, he makes it sound like he's the only one who's ever done it. And if that's the case, of course, none of the other Time Lords understand this, because they didn't lose someone or people that they loved, right? But keep this in mind, these Time Lords obviously must have had a family, like, beforehand, you know, parents, loved ones in general, like, those Time Lords didn't have parents or siblings, or aunts and uncles, or cousins, or something. I mean, there has to be some loved ones that those Time Lords had that could have died through the whole Vandal Savage bullshit, but they didn't have to have, like, husbands or wives or children. They could have had other family members, but apparently no. That don't count. But, yeah, I actually feel for Rip Hunter on this one, because it's like, he fell in love, got married, and had a kid. Two people he loved more than anything, taken away by Vandal Savage, and of course, he wants to find a way to make sure Vandal Savage does not do that to his wife and child, does not destroy the world and put it into an apocalypse, basically. And like I said, I see why the Time Lords want to protect the timeline, but why would you want to protect the timeline that pretty much dooms everybody? If you could change at least that part of time, I'd gladly do it. And I know there are going to be repercussions, but they have to be more minor than Vandal Savage turning the world into a Doomsville, you know what I mean? But anyway, back on the ship, Rip Hunter has Sarah and Kendra work together to basically help each other tame this feral nature between them. Because if you remember, Sarah, she did technically die. Unlike Thea, Oliver's sister, Thea was on the verge of death. Sarah actually legitimately died and was buried. So, she also has the bloodlust because she was revived with the Lazarus Pit. And, so she has that feral nature to her. And then Kendra's always had this somewhat temper. I think it's because of who she is. But at the same time, she's still in mourning from Carter. So, I don't really blame her for being even more feral than before. I mean, if you guys remember how Kendra awakened her power when she first met Carter, was because Carter... sorry, I saw something on my TV screen. Carter manages to get Kendra angry, and that's how she got her wings to spread, right? So we all know that sometimes her power triggers through anger, and she uses that already. And she's probably even more angry because Vandal Savage killed Carter. So basically Rip wants Sarah and Kendra to work out their feral nature by working together to help tame it a bit. And I don't know, it could be a double-edged sword. You could get like 2 negatives and get a positive and all that shit, but at the same time, it could totally backfire. I'm just saying. But anyway, we also got Dr. Stein. He infiltrates a research lab and actually discovers that Savage is trying to build an army with the same abilities as Firestorm. And quite honestly, I don't remember particularly how that Vandal Savage He probably got the idea by seeing Firestorm, but I don't remember particularly how he got the whole idea and planning to create Firestorm, honestly. I don't know how he managed to do that. But anyway, Dr. Stein absorbs the energy in Savage's thermal core, but unfortunately, Stein, Ray, and Mick are unfortunately captured by Soviets, and that's how it basically ends. And, I don't know, it's quite interesting how this is all turning out. I think they're kind of, I don't know if they're watching my videos, but like I said in the previous videos, like, the first 3 episodes, it's kind of going really fast-paced, a little too fast-paced. Like, it's kind of like Goldilocks. I don't want it to be too fast, I don't want it to be too slow. That's why, like, I think they listened to that, and they're slowing it down a little bit to get a little more backstory. I wouldn't say backstory, but they're just slowing it down for them, you know? So, that is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow, Episode 4, White Knights, and, I'll probably get into more detail later on, but I am running out of time, so I'll see you guys in the next video, which is probably going to be Supergirl Episode, 13, which is titled For the Girl Who Has Everything. Bye.